Hello and welcome back to Mondello Park for round 2 of the ICCR Championship presented by Digital-Motorsport. My name is Mike, I'm back here with Digital-Motorsport this weekend and I'm really excited to get to know everything in the circuit racing world. So our plan for today is we're going to grab some drivers, we're going to bring them upstairs to the Digital-Motorsport suite and we're going to do some interviews. We also have 2 members of staff, Rob King and Niall Maher, racing as well in 2 different classes, and it's set to be an action-packed day. And of course, the one thing everyone's talking about is Formula Boss Championship. I'm really excited for this race today and I can't wait to see what this class is going to bring. So another reason the excitement is building here in Mondello Park is this is one of the first competitions that has had spectators in about a year and a half. We're really excited to see pre-sales are through the roof. It's looking like a record-breaking crowd is coming to Mondello Park this weekend. With qualifying underway, I think it's time we go over and we check in how the drivers from Team Digital Motorsport are getting on. I'm really excited because we also get to run 2 cars this weekend, as well as doing some interviews with some of the top drivers in Ireland. So now we're going to leave it here, we're going to go see how the lads get on in qualifying, and we'll talk to you soon in the Digital Motorsport suite. Randomly, Niall just qualifying with a 207.575. What was the gate? I think it was about a 207.5. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what Niall told me yesterday evening or this morning, so yeah, really excited. But of course, now we have to run and take the GoPro off one car and get straight to the other car because Rob's out for qualifying now. Guest needs no introduction. He's a bit of a legend around Mondello Park. It's Mr. Paul O'Connell. Paul, how are you?
Yeah,
finally, we actually get to sit down, have a conversation on a camera.
That's amazing, isn't it? Just
how's your weekend going?
Going well, yeah, going well. Enjoyed it. We had a good day testing on Friday.
Yeah.
Destroyed 2 sets of tyres completely. They were
Nice.
fit for nothing but the silage bit, and yeah. Now we're about to try and do something similar for the rest of the day.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, so before we go talking about this weekend, I want to bring it back a small bit to round 1 of ICCR.
Yes.
Not an ideal weekend for you.
No, less than I
You had, if I'm correct, you told me this, it was your shifter, was it?
Yeah, it got stuck in 6th.
You got stuck in
Stuck in 6th,
of all
yeah.
years to get stuck in, like, give you a
Yeah.
3rd or a 4th, you might do something.
It hooks it along somewhere, even 5th. But no, I got stuck in 5th.
So you have all them problems solved. Then from round 1, you move on to Italy.
Yeah.
I believe you and Niall went on a little bit of a trip, did you?
We did go on a little bit of a trip, yeah. That was completely out of the blue. We tested the GP2 car on Friday, first time driving it. Times weren't too bad, and one of the guys that helped us out with setup and getting the car running was an Austrian buddy of mine. He's a race engineer for a team. Their driver cried off at the last minute. I had just been on the phone to him saying thanks very much for all the help. And he rang me back 5 minutes later, got, you did okay in the testing in the GP2, you're within whatever we were, 0.7 of a second off the lap record. And he said, come here, you have an international license? Yeah. We need a driver for next weekend, how do you fancy coming to Italy? Can the Pope say mass?
Yeah,
you know?
hold my beer, I'm on the way. That is brilliant.
So it was great, and in fairness, huge thanks to Digital Motorsport and Niall for coming on board as well. Like, it was a huge huge thing for me to do. Somebody the likes of me, I'm never going to be a professional driver or anything remotely.
You're closer to me, Paul.
Well, I don't know. You've more of the physique than I do. But it was cool. It was really cool, and it was great to see how the professional teams do it, how they run, and what goes on and stuff. It was huge learning experience.
I'm sure
really.
there's a lot of tips and things you picked up in the paddock, as you say, watching professional teams that you
Yeah.
could bring back to Ireland and maybe
yeah.
relate it down to your own paddock. Because in fairness, I always say you've got one of the most professional garages down there. Yourself
Yeah.
and Brendan Stone look like you know what you're doing now.
We
my
do,
opinion.
and in fairness, Brendan came with me, and the two of us, literally, that was our job for the weekend, was eyes wide open.
Let's learn.
Yeah, let's learn everything that could be learned. So, we pressed the race engineer for information. We got plenty of information about the GP2 car and setup and gearboxes and
There you go.
parts and bits and pieces, and certainly how they operate in terms of preparing the car before an event, preparing the car once you're on track for the first lap, all that kind of stuff, and looking at the data. It was the first time I ever gone through data and stuff, so
it's just huge numbers everywhere.
It was,
I'd be lost.
Yeah, it was crazy, like, you know, and it was great to see, like, you know, to believe that this car could get around. There was a second last corner was a 90-degree left-hander. Car could go round it flat. I didn't believe it. So
numbers had to tell you this.
Yeah, the numbers had to tell you. I was like, how? But it could. So
and you got a 5th overall from correct, was it?
5th and a 4th, yeah.
5th and a 4th,
yeah. I spun it in qualifying, so I had to start from the back of the car.
And that was just give rest of it. Chance,
yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So that was the trick, was trying to make our way up through the pack and stuff. So that was interesting. Oh, look, it was
an experience there.
A huge experience, yeah. Huge
Deadly,
experience.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll go from all that and we're going to move on.
Yeah.
Pole position today.
Yeah.
Second race after lunch, is he, if I'm correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so we won't keep you that long because he's getting antsy now. He wants to get out and get ready.
I'll finish my chips.
You finish your chips as well, yeah. I'll keep my chips. But you all set, you're ready to go, you're confident?
Yeah, ready to go. Tyres wise and stuff, we're a compound too soft for this weekend because we never get this weather. So I'm going to have to try and make a set of soft tyres last for the 2 races. I've only 2 options of tyres, soft or really soft. And really soft would be about as useful as a chocolate Farguard today. So anyway, we'll try and make them last.
Well, look, from all of us here at Digital Motorsport, we're wishing the best of luck, and we'll be here to cheer you on over the finish line.
Appreciate it, and
cheers.
Thanks for all the help.
No problem at all. So, our first guest today is Mr. Jordan Kelly of the Formula V's. Jordan, congratulations, successful morning so far.
It hasn't been too bad. I won the first race there, got pole, so it was a tough one, but it's good to get it, and there's a heap of oil down. So
you got pole, you won the first race.
First ever won too, so.
First ever win, is it?
Yeah.
That's because I'm here supporting you, so congratulations. That's
could be
90% of it. So Jordan, just tell us a little bit about racing in the Formula V's, because I'm kind of new to racing, I don't really know that much. What's it like? I'd say a lap in them things wheel to wheel with other cars is insane.
When you have 6 or 7 cars and a train trying to get past you, it's mental, but they're great crack to drive. Like, it's the torque in them out of the corners is just crazy because they only weigh like 300 kilo.
So after lunch, second race,
yeah,
starting in P2.
So hopefully get a good start. Try to get alongside Anthony. He kind of helped me a lot there in that race. So
yeah,
hopefully we can kind of pull away together and try and figure something out from there. But
get some good racing going on halfway through.
You never know what's going to happen on a race too.
Yeah. Especially with the V's, because everyone just keeps telling me that this is carnage, don't take your eyes off it.
It's crazy. Anything could happen. There's a lot of newcomers and stuff, and they kind of throw yellow flags out, and then the back markers you have to try and get through too. So it's all a challenge.
Did you have any issues in your first race with the back markers?
There's a few where there were the last lap there, I had to sit behind a back marker with only running on 3 cylinders through a yellow flag zone because you're allowed to pass under a yellow, so I just had to sit behind them until there.
So you're just sitting there
I could see in my mirror just the second place Anthony just getting closer and closer, but I kind of knew I had enough of a gap, so it kind of
That must be a nervous way, because like if you're sitting there,
Oh,
you can't pass because you're in a yellow flag zone. The car in front of you is down cylinder, so he's not driving fast. I'm sure he was very smoky as well, because the piece seems to be very smoky cars.
You knew he wasn't running right, so like you're like, oh Jesus.
Taste the oil in your mouth nearly.
Oh, it's bad. Like,
But luckily
that
you
is
were
good.
able to hold off Anthony anyways and make it to the finish.
Yeah, I was just kind of cruising the last few laps.
That's very important. Well, the most important thing is, how was your 5 laps on the simulator?
Ah, it was good. It's hard to get used to going from my own sim to another sim, but it's always good to get back in the sim too. Like,
It's always good back. And were you happy enough with the laps you put in?
they're not too bad. They're close enough to where I'd like to be. So
Yeah,
alright.
well, that's good. Well, look, Jordan, you're going to top our leaderboard because, believe it or not, you're the first person on our leaderboard. So, you, Jordan Kelly, did it in a 47.803. So, yeah, well done, Jordan. Well, look, we'll put you all the way at the top now. We'll make you feel nice and special, and then hopefully
You're special.
tomorrow no one goes on top of it. Well, look, man, congratulations. Best of luck after lunch in the second race, and we'll be cheering you on.
Yep, will do.
Like you brought it there.
So you should be fine. You can get third and fourth, no bother. Yeah.
But it doesn't sound that bad, but certainly the amount of smoke that was spewing out there was not
Crossed.
particularly helpful.
If not, I'll just get the grinder and I'll cut it out of it and it'll be grand. Don't worry about it.
Right, thanks, the next one. So there goes Niall Martin, his first win at Mandela Park. He knows now we've won it, so great stuff. I'm sure there'll be celebrations of that one later on. Fantastic. Except for Niall Martin with the Future Classics win there on the over. The boss heading out as Future Classics will certainly count down. He's giving a big red up there. But that looks like Gilbert Clancy in third, Nolan Pulley in second, and Niall Maher takes the win of the Future Classics. Well, great stuff, guys. Well done. Great entertainment from Future Classics.
So we're just wrapping up our weekend here at round 2 of ICCR presented by Digital-Motorsports, and what a weekend it's been. But the only way we can finish this off is by talking to our 2 legendary drivers from Digital-Motorsport, Mr. Niall Maher and Mr. Rob King. Lads, have fun?
Yeah, great weekend.
Look at the smiles, look at the smiles. So we'll start with you, Niall, first, right?
Alright.
So, the last time you were here, tell us about the power, the speed, the noise of driving the Mazda MX-5. What was it like, honestly?
Well, obviously, we were hoping to be out in the F3 car with the Boss series, but engine trouble, right? Just we couldn't get it going. So we decided to take out the trusty MX-5 into the Future Classic series. Yeah, we went well. Got pole, won the first race, and then there's actually in the rules there's a time barrier, so you can't beat a certain time. And I went over that twice. So in the second race, technically finished first, but got 20-second penalty, so finished second. But I can't complain because the racing was absolutely epic in the second race. So that was my weekend, and I think just walking around the paddock, it's so cool to see a lot of people from our actual online racing. Mikey from Digital Motorsports. Jack Byrne, of course, winning the STs. Paul O'Connell was out winning the Boss Series. Who else we had? Harry McGovern was out there going well. Jordan Kelly in the V's. So
the V's yesterday, yeah.
it's great to see everyone with the online racing and then coming down here and actually racing in the real world and getting to race against them. But I think all the praise should go to Rob here with what he's been able to do in the last 2 days.
So Rob, you're going to describe your weekend.
Well, the weekend.
When did you get this? No, sorry, we'll start on Wednesday of last week.
Well, this week. Wednesday
week,
this
sorry,
week.
this week.
So the race car, the Fiesta Z-Tech race car that myself and Niall bought 18 months ago to do the 6-hour race in, we discovered last week was basically a rider full of rust, couldn't be raced. It was just dangerous. So I'd already put an entry in for today. So rather than scrap the entry, we decided to drag this fine machine out of a ditch, and we built this car in 48 hours. So when I say we, it's huge thanks to Kev Gillespie and a bunch of the team, Ronan, Mike, Rossi, loads of lads on a driveway, old school, just proper attitude, and just really got this done. It's been awesome. So understandably we had some teething issues. It still has moss on
Brakes
it.
are handy, right?
Yeah, well, it had all the brakes on the left hand side. The front left caliper was stuck on in qualifying, so we came in and that one was on fire, so we had to go and change the caliper from another car, which we have to give back now. So So we fixed that, and then in the first race, on every left-hand bend, the engine would completely cut out for about 2 seconds, and then it would go again. So we were great on the right-hand bends, but on the left we were kind of screwed. Got that fixed, and then in the second race we went really well and overtook some people, and I think we finished like 9th or 10th.
You definitely got top
He definitely
10.
got in the top 10,
Well,
I know
did
that,
right?
yeah.
Didn't even know, but anyway, it was great crack, had some great dices, and yeah, good fiesta.
So we've a bit of work to do before the next round, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, a bit of beautification.
Yeah,
I
we're going to
think.
make it look pretty, yeah, make it look pretty.
Vents, window vents.
Window
Like
vents so we can
10
bring-
million
it'll be
degrees.
raining for the
It has
next
been
round, don't
hot
worry.
today. Well, I think the main thing, like I'm taking out of this is, like if you're into sim racing and you're racing online, it's not a lot, right? To get the car, and if you've got a couple of friends and they can help you put it together, it's not as much of an effort as you would think to get down here and have a bit of fun on a weekend like this.
I don't know about effort, not a lot of money, so the 100 quid that car was, like, you know, there's a lot of money went into it, you know.
It's worth 750 quid now, it's finished.
Top 10 car.
So, yeah, there you go. But yeah, great crack, awesome weekend.
Yeah, and it's great to get down and meet the online community, because often, like especially during COVID, Mike, you
Spend so long away from each other, but you're
Yeah.
talking every day. I get that.
so no, it's a fantastic. So round 2 over, and I have to say, I really enjoyed it.
You were on the podium twice and you got pole. Of course you were going to enjoy it. Now we just
Oh, I
stop.
forgot my trophy,
Rob built
yeah.
the car and it survived the weekend, is going home. So that's it. And I actually learned a few things about racing, that you can be penalised for going fast. Apparently, that one really caught me out today.
Seatbelts on the left hand side.
Seatbelts on the left hand side.
Yeah,
you have to have a tag on your left hand side. I learned that from scrutiny this morning. Yeah. So, do we leave it at that?
I think so.
All in all, it's been a very good weekend here at round 2 of ICCR, and I really want to thank all the lads from Digital Motorsport for putting up with me, letting me do this, and yeah, appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you all again soon.